सर्वाणि च यत् वदन्ति यदिच्छन्तो ब्रह्मचर्यं चरन्ति तत्ते पदं सङ्ग्रहेण ब्रवीमि ओमित्येतत्।
Kathopanishad declares that the one word that is described in all the Vedas, and to attain which different spiritual penances are undertaken, and desiring which the seekers, while living in a Gurukul, take to the strict discipline of Brahmacharya. I shall now tell you in brief about that pad. That word is Om.
Stay awake! Stay awake!
Mr. Senior,
Tell me, Junior.
if people remain awake due to fear of theft, when would they sleep?
Oh, foolish Junior. The very first sentry who gave the call of stay awake meant to convey that one should keep the inner being alert. But man is such that he makes laws and then breaks them himself. The saint is awake, but the audience is asleep. They make the sentry stay awake while they themselves are asleep.
Senior, look over there. Someone is moving in the dark.
He's a thief. He's out searching for treasure.
Shall we catch him?
He will be released at daybreak, and you will be in.
Why?
Because he's in league with Warden. The Warden is in league with the Minister and the Minister.
Where is that youth going at this hour? Shall we stop him?
He too is on a treasure hunt. The hunt for the treasure of pleasure. It seems like he's on his way to meet his lady love.
Senior,
Yes?
but what is this monk seeking at this odd time?
I have never seen him here before.
Huh?
Hey, Brahmachari! Come here. Tell me, where are you going stealthily at this hour in the night?
Hunting for a treasure.
A brahmachari seeking treasure? What surprise!
I'm in search of such a mantra after mastering which it would open all locks and I would obtain great treasures.
So you're talking philosophy, right? Go, brother, go. Go and open locks of lofty thoughts. Go and find a suitable guru. Perhaps you may be able to obtain a key.
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृतश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः।
Tell me, young student, what do you wish to learn?
Acharya, I wish to learn such a secret mantra by which I may attain all of life's joys, by mastering which huge treasure troves may open up. Do you know such a mantra?
Great spiritual effort is required in order to master such great mantras. Are you prepared for such austerities?
I'm prepared.
Then serve Agni for a few years. After that, I will give you that very great mantra.
For many years, Acharya educated the Brahmachari in all the scriptures, but did not teach him the mantra. The Brahmachari got impatient. One day he just could not contain himself. So he went back and asked the Guru.
Acharya, for years I have remained obedient to you and have studied. But you have still not taught me that mantra.
Since you are getting so impatient, I shall teach you that mantra today. Come on, bring your ears close to my lips. Contemplate upon it regularly. You will soon attain all treasures.
What is this? Am I imagining things or is it an echo of my mantra? Have I actually mastered the mantra?
Who is it?
Om, I am Ganesh.
Great. Om is used even prior to calling out a name. And this word is a secret? Wow, my Acharya, you are great. You have really swindled me. You made me serve you daily. Let me deal with you today.
Om, please give me arms!
Om.
Look at this too. Om is being given freely. But for my Acharya, it is a secret.
We shall end today's lesson of Ramcharitmanas at this very point. Tomorrow we shall start with Uttarkand. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Sometimes Om precedes and sometimes it follows, and Om is supposed to be a secret. Seems like I have been cheated. My Acharya is a cheat. But I am no less. I shall make him pay for each day with interest. Acharya! Acharya!
What is the matter, student?
Acharya, I'd asked you to give me a secret mantra. But how is it a secret when everybody knows it? I spent years with you doing spiritual practices. Is this the reward?
My dear, the mantra I gave you is indeed a secret. But just as there are many disciples like you, there are many acharyas like me who give secret mantras. But I have one more secret mantra. And in order to get it, you will have to do a task for me.
What's the task?
My Acharya had given this to me when I had asked for a secret mantra. Today I will give it to you. Go and try to sell it in the market, but do not sell it. If you can find out its true value and price, then I will tell you that second mantra.
What is this, Acharya?
The secret of mantra.
It's only for 4 annas. Only for 4 annas. 2 annas. 4 annas. Green chili, lemon, potatoes and onions. Please come buy it. Going very cheap.
Brother, I wish to sell this.
Brother, I'm here to sell, not to buy things.
I have nothing with which I can buy. All I have is this artifact. Surely it would have some value. You may pay me whatever you wish.
You see this? It weighs exactly the same as my weight measures. It will be useful to me for weighing vegetables. You may take 250 grams of any vegetables you choose in exchange.
Is that all? Is it worth only that much?
What else? Should I give you the entire shop? What more do you want in exchange for a stone? Take what I offered or go away.
Welcome, respected Brahman Dev. What shall I show you?
A cloth merchant, I wish to sell this. What would you give me in exchange for it?
Business has not started and already I'm encountering cheats. Are you crazy? Come on, get lost.
Hey, first at least return my stone.
What else can it be used for? Except for sharpening knives? You are a brahmachari, so I will not disappoint you. Yes, I can give you a little jaggery to sweeten your mouth.
Does it mean that this has no value?
What value can there be of stones lying around, revered Brahmin Devta?
Look who is coming. I don't know for who he has come. Come on, you ask him. Revered Brahmin, have you come here only to sell the stone? Or has some other desire drawn you here?
I thought that everyone was treated with respect here. You all meet local and international businessmen. Perhaps you might have some knowledge about stones. So I thought...
Revered Brahmin, I'm a courtesan and not a jeweler. I can judge men very well indeed, but not stones. Whatever alms you desire will be given to you. But this piece of stone is of no use to me.
Madam, since the brahmachari is so persuasive, why don't you keep it? The stone can be used to scrub your feet at least.
Do not make such a mistake. Would a courtesan who scrubs her feet with pieces of gold now scrub her feet with a stone? Your reputation would be ruined. Move on, revered Brahmin. Go and show this stone to some expert.
Tell me, where did you get this stone from?
How does that concern you?
Because only some extremely rich person or a thief would have such kind of a stone.
My Acharya has given this to me. Please tell me its worth.
Revered Brahmin, I am just an ordinary jeweler. Even superior jewelers may not be able to evaluate it accurately. On the basis of whatever I have learned from my ancestors, I can only say this much, that this is a rare gem. Surely some emperor must have given it to your Acharya as an offering. Let alone this village, even in the capital city, hardly anyone will be able to pay its real price or buy it.
The jeweler said this is priceless. To the others, it is just a stone. In spite of knowing that this is so valuable, why did you send me to sell it to others, Acharya?
So that you would realize the value of Om. Just as not everyone could realize the value of the stone, which means its worth is a secret. Not everyone can know its value. Only an expert eye could identify that this is not just a stone, it is a gem. Similarly, Om too is a gem, the worth of which is hidden. Even those who regularly chant Om are unable to realize its worth, its mystery.
Even those who regularly chant Om are unable to realize its worth and its mystery. How is this possible, narrator?
Isn't it interesting? Perhaps this is why, in order to explain the importance of Om, the historians who wrote the Puranas wove a wonderful tale around well-known characters of ancient Indian sagas and the saga of the meaning of Om.
Prajapati! Prajapati! Salutations, Prajapati. I wish to ask you a question.
First, catch your breath at least. Ask, what do you wish to know?
Everyone says that Prajapati has answers to all questions. Do you have?
What is your question?
What is the meaning of Om?
What sort of a question is that?
Do you know the meaning of Om? No, isn't it? So I, Parvati's son, is arresting you now. Come on, become my prisoner.
The creator surrendered himself to his own creation. But this caused disturbance among the Devtas. Process of creation halted in the universe. Within a moment, flowers stopped blooming. Trees stopped bearing fruit. The frantic Devtas pleaded with Shankar, the destroyer of the world. And on the Devtas' plea, Ashutosh Shiv asked Kartikeya,
Kartikeya, why have you made Prajapati your prisoner?
The one who should have answers to all questions has no answer to my question. It is not me who arrested him. He himself has. The one who does not know the meaning of Om, is he not himself a prisoner of the darkness of ignorance?
Do you know the meaning of Om, Kartikeya?
Do you know the meaning of Om, father?
I would like to know it from you.
So for that,
You will first have to accept me as your guru.
All right. I accept you as my guru.
It is said that the son sat on his father's lap and told him the meaning of Om.
The meaning of Om that the Devtas, Commander-in-Chief Kartikeya, told Lord Ashutosh, that I shall now explain to you. Om is a letter, a word. It is also a sound, a resonance. There are 3 sounds in Om which are known as matra. They are A, U and Ma. When A and U merge, they form O, and when Ma gets placed alongside this O, then it forms Om. Any person, no matter whatever his mother tongue is, when he opens his mouth to speak, it is the sound A that comes out naturally from his mouth. And having uttered it, when he closes his mouth, then only the sound of the alphabet Ma is heard. And once he brings his lips close to each other and keeps his mouth half open, half closed, then U is the natural sound that can be heard at such a time. So when the mouth is open, A, when the mouth is shut, the sound is Ma, and when it is midway, U sound is produced. Thus all the sounds of all languages, be they vowels or consonants, they all are contained in Om alone. That is why Om is a unique, universal sound. Om is also a symbol of God. According to Mandukya Upanishad, the entire world of the waking state is expressed by the first matra A of the sound Om. The entire dream state is expressed by the U matra, and the experience of deep sleep state is expressed by Ma. The entire universe is God Himself, and waking, dream, and deep sleep states form the entire universe. And the symbol of these 3 is A, U, and Ma. Therefore, Om itself is an extremely wonderful symbol of God. Om is also the symbol of the attributeless God. Mandukya Upanishad asserts that just as the 3 states are created from Brahm or Atma and later merge back in it, similarly, Om comprising of the 3 matras is created from silence or absence of sound and later merges in it. That is why the silence between 2 utterances of Om, which is called a matra, is the symbol of the attributeless Brahm. During the chanting of Om, A matra merges into U matra merges into Ma matra, and Ma matra merges into complete silence. In the same way, during worship, while uttering Om as a support, a spiritual aspirant merges the gross, waking world into the subtle world and the subtle world into the causal world completely. Further, he transcends that too and abides in that silence, attributeless, peaceful, auspicious, non-dual self. This is the ultimate state in the worship of Om.
That is to say, Om indicates everything that is in existence, that which is the basis of the entire existence, and also that which is beyond all. Om is also called Pranav, which means that through which God is glorified.
Narrator, I have understood the philosophical meaning of Om. But why is Om chanted at the start of many mantras and prayers? For example, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and others?
Nati, it is said that God started creating the universe after uttering the words Om and At. Therefore, it is believed that chanting Om before starting any difficult task is considered by all to be very auspicious. That is why most mantras and Vedic prayers always begin with Om. Not only that, Om is also used as a greeting in daily life. For example, Hari Om. So, Nati, it is thus that Om indicates everything. The aim of life and the means to achieve that very aim, the universe and truth as its substratum.
So finally, what became of Prajapati, narrator?
He had to get released ultimately, Nati. But due to his getting imprisoned, humans and devtas learned the significance of Om. Om is the bow, the individual self is the arrow, and the eternal imperishable Brahma is the target. The target should be aimed at very precisely and alertly. And after piercing the target, just like the arrow, one should become one with the target.
Yasya prasad